The MEC for Education in Gauteng, Lesufi, is briefing the media on the state of readiness to administer the National Senior Certificate examinations in the province. Let's go live to the briefing.
We are indeed ready to ensure that we welcome our new learners and that the matric exams, we are quite convinced that we've made the necessary preparations. Obviously, there are three schools that we are looking at their situation very, very closely. The first one is the Klipspruit West Secondary School. We took those learners for a camp for almost 3 weeks. They are back now from camp to write the exams. We are monitoring that school very, very, very close because of the situation that they had. There's also a Lens public school that we are monitoring as well. That serious problems in that area. And the areas in the former colored areas in Ekurhuleni, we are monitoring that area as well because of the challenges and the difficulties that we have. What we have done from the department of view, we've put an operation center with the police, the army, and all those things. In case there are community protest or a taxi strike or the weather behave otherwise, we've got a standby team of helicopters and other things that are prepared to take the question paper where it needs to be taken in case there are problems or in case there are disruptions. Will be the position to do those things. So I want to take this opportunity to thank the HOD and his team for the hard work. Majority of you will be going for a break during December. This is the busiest period for any education department across the country. And if there is an MEC or an HOD that says not panicking during this period, they'll be misleading you. We are in a panic mode as a department. You don't want a paper to leak. You don't want question papers to be late. We don't want learners not to wait for you because the paper has not arrived. So it's a busy period for all of us as a department. But it's a period that we enjoy because that's who we are. We need to deal with these issues and attend to them as quickly as possible. Thank you once more for coming. We truly appreciate it. If you have questions, feel free to raise them so that we can respond to them.
Okay, thank you very
and
much.
If you don't mind, Prince, this morning I'm not in that good state, so one round will satisfy me.
Okay, thank you very much, MEC. Colleagues, you will get the statement electronically. Steve will send you the statement. So let's start with that one round.
Yeah, please.
Let me know, Gigi. Is an hour mama. Are those the only two for this round? Because we're going to close after this round. The third one, yeah? I think MEC will take this round. I think issues are very clear. The name, the organization that you represent. Thank you, sir.
Hi, I'm Alex Mitchell from News 24. Just got a two-part question. The first part is, are we looking at a situation in 2018 where there will be kids that won't be placed?
Yeah.
In terms of, will it be that there's just no space for them? And if that is the case, I mean, doesn't that enshrine directly against the Constitution? And what are we going to do about it? Because we can't have a grade 1 or grade 8 learner that misses school for an entire year because there's no space for the learner. And then based on that, why is Treasury not giving you the additional funds to make sure? Isn't education supposed to be a core concern in this country? So why has Treasury decided not to give you an increase so that you guys can ensure a good education for kids across the province? Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Let's speak about the second.
Hi, Mr. Stephen Zacharia. I just wanted to know, with clarity with regards to this team, this team that comprises of the military and the SABs, what are they going to be doing exactly? And where will they be based? And then with regards to the security of the papers, just how confident are you with the security of the papers? And with regards to not being able to get any more money from Treasury, I mean, Treasury can bail out SAA, why can't they give institution more money? What are their reasons, or what have you been told?
Okay, thanks. The last one.
On a more lighter
just your name?
Oh, sorry, Lesufi, Hello, much lighter note, MEC, what percentage are you looking at this year?
Any percentage above Western Cape.
Okay, thank you very much. That concludes our round.
Yeah, let me start with what Alex raised. It's a very important. Alex, our hands are tied. And I don't want to be irresponsible. Actually, my instruction to the HOD was, HOD, we've asked for parents to apply. They've applied. Those that have not applied, they missed the boat. There's no need for you to open up because we are opening up for people to apply knowing that we're not going to cater for them because we don't have money. The reality is that we don't have money. So if you bring them up, we are bringing them up in an institution that is not going to accommodate them. So the advice that I got was, say, MEC, we've got this constitutional obligation, so let's open up where there are spaces. So only where there are spaces will accommodate them. But if we exceed the available spaces, it will be irresponsible out of this department to place people to be taught on top of the roof of the school. It's going to be irresponsible if we have to do that, because there's no way that can place a learner, because the classes are full. So if you take them on top of the roof, the teachers can't reach them, textbooks can't reach them, so it's going to be very, very difficult. So we are only opening up on the basis of what we have, but I can tell you now, we've depleted, for example, our money for scholar transport. It's over, it's finished. We don't have money. We are now transporting them on the basis of credit. And you know, the suppliers, they must buy petrol, they must pay salaries. The ripple effect of the failure of the department to pay these services is very difficult. It's a painful ripple effect. Then we've got learners that must eat at school. Because the numbers are more, the food becomes small. And I can say to new learners that are enrolling now, that your financial year is starting on the 1st of April. So for January and February and March, don't eat because we didn't cater for you because your financial year starts in January. Children are children. You need to feed all of them. What it means? It means the money that we're supposed to do other things, we must channel it there. The HOD must balance the books. It's very difficult. So I said to the HOD, we might not look good with the Auditor General because we've got huge credit with other things, but feed these children. We'll account where we need to account. But we are under abnormal financial pressure. I want to put it in simple language. We are under abnormal financial pressure, and I'm quite pleased that I've got the Premier that understands. We went to the Premier Budget Committee, we presented these figures to them, and they said to us, let's see what we can do. So that's what they're talking about, whether Treasury can prioritize us. They didn't say we've rejected you outrightly. The only thing we can tell you is that we're not going to get new money, but we sympathize with you. So I'm hopeful that that sympathy will be converted into a financial transaction that will assist us. Slee, I don't want to be dragged out in bailout of SABC, SAA. I don't want to be dragged in those debates. What we want and what we need here, and I'm really grateful to the team that I'm working with because they understand. We've done things that I really feel it's painful for them. I've dropped tea and biscuit in their management meeting. No more tea and biscuit. I've dropped advertisement. No more T-shirts, printing, all those things. I've dropped overtime. No one works overtime in the department. And you have
Gauteng MEC for Education, Panyaza Lesufi, they are talking about the province's state of readiness for the senior examinations and, of course, answering questions on some pertinent issues such as the pass rate by our journalists there. The thing whether, they can beat the Western Cape, that's how he puts it, that's how we will judge the outcome and how successful the exams have been in the province when they can beat the Western Cape, and of course answering the issue of children that have not yet been registered and the attendant lot of problems, and that's our MEC